Hi traders, welcome to this live currency strength indicator table video with me, John, on this Wednesday, the 8th of November. So, Kiwi Yen topping the tables today, so potentially we can be looking for some Kiwi Yen longs. We'll go and have a little look at that. I have entered a Kiwi Swiss position. Now, obviously, the Swiss franc has since then come on as a strong currency on the day traders table. It is on the weak side of the trend traders table. So what I was trying to do here essentially is potentially try and catch an early move into that potential trend that we've spoken about for the past couple of weeks now. Well, a couple of weeks, probably the past couple of days. So I like the idea of being long in this market. So I am going to look at this position in a moment and just show you what my thought process is. Kiwi Yen as well is looking quite interesting, as well as actually EURCAD. There's been lots of development this morning. Obviously pound, we were in long pound yen. Yesterday was really strong currency. That has completely faded today and is on the weak side. We've been stopped out of pound yen, but it's not the end of the world because there could actually be another entry into that market as well. So we'll go take a look at that. Sometimes as you're trying to catch this sort of trend in trend move, you can sort of try and get in and price will kind of stop you out, but then kind of form another opportunity. So it's important to remember that just because we have been stopped out doesn't mean that the direction is necessarily wrong. It just means that we might be a little bit early to the move. So let's go check out some of these charts anyway. So I'm going to start on Kiwi Swiss and why I like the idea of being in this particular market. Now, I actually got triggered into this via spread. You may not have been in this position yet because by the time I posted it into the Discord channel, price had actually come away. So you may actually not be triggered in, which is obviously beneficial to you. I am in this move already, and I'm trying to look for an opportunity to catch this potential weekly move that's forming here. Now, we obviously discussed this previously, that price had been in this long-term downward trend. That's not anything that's sort of out of the obvious here. We can see price is moving from the top left corner to the right bottom, so that's telling us that the market is in a downward trend. We're making lower highs, lower lows. What we were interested in though was the fact that price was making a sort of equal low here, but the stochastic was making a higher low. We have the crossover in the K and D here on the stochastic, so I like the idea of the divergence play here. This could be a long-term double bottom pattern forming, and I like the idea of price coming up towards the 0 spot 55. So I've been looking for ideas to get long into this. What we did talk about was watching this daily chart and seeing if how this daily chart plays out. Now, what's interesting to me is that we had this really strong bullish candlestick, and in the past 2 days we've kind of tried to breach that candlestick low, and yet we're finding support. Now, you could argue that we're getting a crossover in the K and D here. That could suggest that the market's going to push lower, and it may still do. Price may still push to the downside here. What I'm trying to do is catch that weekly move, and the idea behind that necessarily was this hourly chart. Now, you know what we've been looking at most recently is when price comes into the averages and then breaks back above, we can see the market can move to the upside, very much like on this downward move in here where price crossed over, it came into the averages, it broke back below the averages, and price continued. That's what we're looking for essentially, are those type of moves. And what I'm kind of, or what I saw at the time, was that we'd pull back into the averages, we'd closed back above the 50 in here, so that was my reason to look for the buy stop order. My stop loss is below previous lows, so I'm looking to, you know, this may need to have a little bit of breathing room. It may kind of come together, and then price may try and push out, perhaps, I don't know. We have to wait and see now. But Kiwi's a stronger currency, and I'm looking to try and benefit from that potential early move here. I may have caught that move a little bit too soon. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see how that performs. But that is my reasoning to get into that position in the first place. So it's all based off this weekly chart, essentially. Now, looking at sort of the same thing here with Kiwi yen, the only difference with Kiwi yen is we're pretty much testing 89.75 on this weekly chart already, and price has started to fall a little bit. The hourly has set up, okay, so we have got a setup here with price moving sideways and then breach above the hourly. We've then come back down to the hourly and we've breached it again. So we could go long here, stops below this low. My only problem is obviously that high is a target point, and that's a negative risk reward ratio for us right now. So I don't really want to jump into that. The only other way we can kind of reduce that is by going to the 30-minute time frame, getting long here and putting a stop loss below the 200 moving average on the 30-minute time frame. That gives you a 30 pip risk to a 37 pip reward. But again, I like the bigger rewards, and we don't technically have it here on Kiwi yen right now. That's why I'm not particularly interested in getting into this move right now. Instead, I want to look around a little bit, and EURJPY, I feel, is something that could be one to watch, especially going into today. We've got sort of this trend line support in here, which could be quite essential to see price kind of stick towards. It's almost like a channel running through there. So there's something potentially building up here. Obviously we've got the crossover in the averages, but more importantly, let's go to the weekly. We can see that we're bullish on the weekly chart. There's potential to come into these key swing highs in here. So we've got, not only have we got that high from the daily chart, which is around about the sort of 148 handle, which is something that I'm looking to target, but we also have these swing highs up here around about the 148.60, which were the highs back in July of this year. We're also kind of looking at these highs in here on in August. So can price come and target those? That's what I'm looking for. If we just go up to a monthly time frame as well, this is something that I like to do every now and again. You can see we've had an impulsive move. Price is almost ranging between these two levels. So really speaking, it could even come up even higher towards the 1.49. Now, if we go to the hourly time frame, we can see that we've kind of come into that moving average and bounced. I'm just watching the 30-minute. I think the 30-minute gives us a good balance of risk to reward ratio. So a close above that could give us an entry into this. Stop loss could be 34 pips below the 200 moving average, and we could look to target a 70 pip target there. So we've got at least a 2-to-1 to potentially look at, or to come if we were to see a break above this moving average and a close above. So I'm looking at 147.10 as my alert. If we do breach that and close above, we could be looking at entries around about 147.15 with a stop loss around about 146.75, and then look for that sort of move up to the 148 handle potentially. Okay, so that's what I'm kind of looking for today, for another potential long into the market. Like I said, we did get stopped on pound yen as well. I think we're quite unfortunate here, to be honest. The market is still in an upward trend. We're making higher highs and higher lows. At one point, I actually felt that there was a strong possibility that we were going to stay into this trade. This is the stop loss, obviously. We came like within less than a pip and we rebounded, and I thought there's absolutely no way we're staying in this trade. And then, yeah, we got stopped out, but price has since rallied to the upside. So that was obviously a point where buyers felt they wanted to get back into the market, which is at that support point down through here. So I don't think necessarily this move's done yet. So again, 30-minute time frame, my alert currently is 185. I think if we can breach 185 and see pound start to become a strong currency again, I think actually we might get another opportunity to get long into this. I think it was just unfortunate we tried to get long a little bit earlier into this on an hourly chart. The only difference here on a 30-minute, you can actually see we don't even breach really above the 50 MA. In fact, we reject it quite often. So the only difference I can say here is the fact that the hourly did close above the 50 MA, but the 30-minute didn't, and you know, price has been stopped out. So maybe that's something we can consider. If we do get a breach above the 30 and a close above it, will be the first time it's done that in this pullback, and that could signal that that bullish trend is going to continue. So I have set in another alert on pound yen. Obviously I do want to try and catch one of these yen moves. I do think it's still going to happen, so we'll have to see if we can recover this potential position. Euro yen is the only other one I quite like. The hourly has breached and closed above, so we could have got long here essentially. Same here on the 30-minute time frame with a stop of 43 pips. We are going a little bit sideways here. Daily chart is looking good. Weekly chart's looking really good. I still feel like there's still sort of 700 pips potentially here. You know, we've got a consolidation building there as well. So this one, you know, I do quite like the look of, to be honest. I like it better than pound yen, obviously, because euro's strong on the tables. So maybe we could look at a limit order here, or I'll just kind of watch this, see if price comes back down and does the same thing again. Maybe we can then look for another entry into this. I think as long as we can kind of keep our stop below the 200 moving average, we should be okay. But yeah, I think there's a potential to go euro CAD long here, so I'll wait for that. There's a potential for euro yen to go long, so I like the idea of trading that one as well. And yeah, and potentially another move back into pound yen, but obviously we are New Zealand Swiss long at the moment as well, so we've got to manage a little bit of risk here. Obviously I don't want 3% open at any given time, so I've got 1% open again now. So I'll look to potentially try and get on another one move maybe, so either euro CAD if it sets up, or potentially a euro yen long here. And yeah, like I said, I'll watch pound yen because I still think there's good value in a potential long here. We're just going to have to see how that one performs. So keep an eye on all of those. I'll keep you updated on Discord. And if I do get into another pound yen long, then I'll let you know. Or if I get into euro yen long or potentially euro CAD long, I will let you know over there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.